Hi everyone, this is Priyanka. Today I'm going to do a video on why I switched to cloth pads. I had been a menstrual cup user and menstrual cup lover for over 10 years, and all of you know that that's all I used for 10 years. My menstrual cups, Moon Cup, Me Luna. I tried so many brands and I've put up videos, and the last 1 year was all about cloth pads, and a lot of people were shocked that how come I have been using cloth pads. And so I decided I'll share my story with you. So initially, I started with panty liners because I had so many of them and they looked really cute, and I wanted to try them out while I was promoting menstrual cups big time. So I started using cloth panty liners for my daily discharge, and I used it for my light flow days. So on the last day when it's just very light spotting, I thought, okay, let me try. So I used to use cloth panty liners for my light flow. And also sometimes on the light flow days, I would find it a little dry and difficult to insert menstrual cups. So I thought panty liner was a perfect alternative. There were a lot of people around me who were not willing to switch to a menstrual cup. So I would suggest them to use cloth pads. Then they would come back with a million questions. How do I wash them? Would the stains go away? Are they going to leak? And I had absolutely no idea because I had not used cloth pads on heavy flow days. I couldn't answer their questions. And then I found myself to be a bit uncomfortable that, how can I tell people to use something that I haven't tried myself, and then I can't answer their questions. So that was another reason I started using cloth pads now and then. So in my cycle of 5 days, I'd use cloth pads for maybe 1 or 2 days, and then I was just not too keen on using them throughout the cycle because I loved my cup too much. And then I thought, who's going to do the extra washing with the cloth pads all the time? I was much more happier with the cup. I thought that was certainly a lot quicker and easy to wash. And at the same time, there were people who were using cloth pads would come back to me and say, I only used it once, I never wanted to use it again. And I asked them why. Everyone had their own reasons. Some people had the problem that they won't absorb as much as the disposable sanitary pads, and during heavy flow days they said the cloth pad was full in like just about an hour or so, and they can't keep changing pads every hour. And others had complained that their cloth pad became quite rough after some time. However, we obviously always have a lot of happy cloth pad users, but there were a few who had these complaints. So then I decided to, use them more often and figure out what are the problems with some of them and how can they be improved so that women don't have this question. So I started experimenting with a lot of different options available. I even tried new fabrics from the market, and I got some more cloth pads made. And I decided that, if a woman is not switching to a cloth pad because it's not absorbing as much as their disposable sanitary pad, then let's give them a cloth pad that would absorb as much as a disposable sanitary pad. So I started working on that, and that was the reason when I tried and started using cloth pads even more. Then, luckily or unluckily for me, my PCOD problem, which I've had for years now, it got really worse. And actually, that was the time when I even stopped making my YouTube videos because I was quite frustrated. I had gained a lot of weight. Trust me, this is after losing some of that. I gained a lot of weight. I had a million pimples on my face. I just did not want to do a video at that time. So when my PCOD got really worse, I was getting recurring infections down there, and especially just before my period. So every month I would get an infection just before my period. And like all of you know, we don't recommend wearing a menstrual cup if you've got an infection. Firstly, it's definitely very, very painful to insert the cup. And secondly, if you use your cup while you are on infection, then the cup also catches that infection and you can't use it again. So whether I wanted it or not, I had no other option. I had to use cloth pads. And so that time I just completely 100% switched to cloth pads. And I started enjoying it actually, and to my own surprise. Um, the feeling was very different because in the last 10 years I had not flown I had not bled freely on a pad because I was using cups. So it the entire thing was like, oh, I don't even know I'm on my period. I was so comfortable and dry all day. I never felt any blood coming out of my body. I used to love that. But when I switched to cloth pads, the experience was very different. And after a very long time, I was bleeding freely on a pad. I could feel clots coming out, I could feel the blood, and it was just very different. And I started enjoying that. I even enjoy washing my cloth pads and washing my blood off. You feel connected to your body in a very different way. You feel connected to your menstrual cycle, and it's just a really great experience. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to menstrual cups or not. As of now, I've just been using cloth pads and enjoying them.